Irrational expectations are at the root of most human suffering. I'm not going to die. I'm going home like a shooting star. Man in general, if reduced to himself, is too wicked to be free. Remember, man does not live on bread alone. Sometimes he needs a little buttering up. You never know who you're inspiring or uninspiring. People notice more than you think. Life did not intend to make us perfect. Whoever is perfect belongs in a museum. Do no harm and leave the world a better place than you found it. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. Growing up is losing some illusions in order to acquire others. It takes more effort to avoid the truth than it does to face it. I'm a greater believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. Always stand up for truth, regardless of who steps on it. Be sure to place your feet in the right place, then stand firm. Life is too short when you think of the length of death. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for. Done is better than perfect. There is nothing frightening in the dark if you just face it. Do not use life to give life to death. Do not use death to bring death to life. The only real battle in life is between hanging on and letting go. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. When we fail, our pride supports us, and when we succeed, it betrays us. The eye sees only what the mind is prepared to comprehend. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. I don't paint dreams or nightmares. I paint my own reality. As for methods of prayer, all are good as long as they are sincere. No one from the outside can tell or show you what is in your heart. True friends are always together in spirit. Lucy Maud Montgomery. Reason is and ought only to be the slave of the passions. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you will ever have. It's enough for me to be sure that you and I exist at this moment. To subdue an enemy without fighting is the greatest of skills. I know the joy of fishes in the river through my own joy as I go walking along the same river. Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. When deeds and words are in accord, the whole world is transformed. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. So long as you fight the darkness, you stand in the light. Keep the fight in your veins, honey. Never let it fade. Being true to yourself is the greatest force to uncover the soul. Your strongest muscle and worst enemy is your mind. Train it well. Success, for most people, requires unlearning as much as learning. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget who you are. There's more beauty in truth, even if it is dreadful beauty. So the important thing in a military operation is victory, not persistence. There are few reasons for telling the truth, but for lying, the number is infinite. Life is an experiment in which you may fail or succeed. Explore more. Expect least. Nothing happens until something moves. Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive. Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. Success is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden. It is truth that liberates, not your effort to be free. I'd rather hear an ugly truth rather than an obscure lie. Without local guides, your enemy employs the land as a weapon against you. Lower your expectations, but never lower your standards. In the midst of darkness, he alone sees the dawn. In the midst of the soundless, he alone hears harmony. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I am not sure about the universe. Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars. Be careful who you trust. Salt and sugar look the same. No other success can compensate for failure in the home. Do your work, then step back, the only path to serenity. What we can change is our perceptions, which have the effect of changing everything. Feet, what do I need them for if I have wings to fly? The most important decision you make is to be in a good mood. I have given my word that only death will take me from you. You must let suffering speak if you want to hear the truth. Feel your emotions, live true your passions, keep still your mind. Tomorrow hopes we have learned something from yesterday. Most often, you don't own your own mind. You borrow it from society. Rewards for good service should not be deferred a single day. I am thankful for all of those who said no to me. It's because of them I'm doing it myself. Birth is not the beginning. Death is not the end. In war, then, let your great object be victory, not lengthy campaigns. The essence of knowledge is having it to use it. We can't avoid reasoning. We can only avoid doing it well. Being born is like being kidnapped and then sold into slavery. The only source of knowledge is experience. How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. Life doesn't require ideals. It requires standards of action. If you're waiting until you feel talented enough to make it, you'll never make it. Every act of goodness is born from our desire to be happy. Remove the clowns from your life before you become one. If at first you don't succeed, remove all evidence you ever tried. All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. The right mindset is the first step towards the journey. Breathing control gives man strength, vitality, inspiration, and magic powers. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. Where you are in a few months depends on what you do today. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Falling down is an accident. Staying down is a choice. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Genius is measured not by static volume, but by kinetic vision. You see me walking away. I see myself walking towards greatness. When we embrace who we are, the world embraces us right back. You can't understand where someone's going unless you understand where they've been. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it.